Greetings, loyalists and heretics. Welcome to Iron and Ceramite, where we once again enter the warp without an astropath.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Iron and Ceramite review video. My name is John, and I'm joined by Glenn. Hello mate, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Good.
How are you doing yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. Did you get up at 6 o'clock this morning to watch the Las Vegas Open previews?
You know what? I caught up with it throughout the day because I was a little bit busy today.
Thank God for the reruns on Twitch.
Yeah, as much as I love Games Workshop, I'm not getting out of my bed just that early for Warhammer.
I considered it, but then when it came to setting an alarm last night, I was like, no thanks. I'm sure.
In fairness, I got out of my bed at like 6:30 to go to work anyway, so I didn't really have the time to do it first thing this morning.
Fair enough. So anyway, so for those who don't know, like the Las Vegas Open is one of the several big events hosted by Games Workshop. They do a few throughout the year, painting competitions, gaming tournaments, and it's also a good opportunity for them to reveal or tease new releases across all the brands, so 40k, 30k, Kill Team, etc. So depending where you were in the world, it was either, if you're with us in England, it was at 6 o'clock this morning, and I think in America it was 10 o'clock last night. So if you haven't got time to watch the full review package, which I think is like an hour long or so on Twitch, we're just going to have a look at everything that was announced and give our thoughts and stuff about it. So before we go into it, overall, anything jump out at you? Was you happy to see anything or disappointed not to see certain things?
There's some really cool models coming. I would have liked some chaos, but well, obviously we're going to get some chaos, but that's not quite the chaos I was after. But yeah, no, again, I'll not spoil anything until we actually get into it. But yeah, there's some really cool looking models, and that's. I would have liked to see some more Warhammer Plus stuff as well.
Yeah, I think I've seen like mixed emotions online. We'll get into it. For one certain army collector, this is going to be a very good day for you. And I think for everyone else, obviously it's disappointing not to see. I'd love to have seen some Death Guard stuff, but I think Death Guard had their moment at the start of 9th, and I'll be surprised to see anything for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted. But they do these every couple of months, don't they? Like I remember last year they did a few online ones, and this is the first time since I've been active in this hobby that they've actually done one. Like they showed the video of all the people at the tables in Vegas. It looked pretty good. Like it looked like saying it'd be good to be there live. But they did a few last year, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, like this is an ongoing thing they do throughout the year, like you said, and it is just a matter of time because it seems to be, from the way they're doing it now, we're getting much bigger releases in like one big chunk that just sort of go, have everything, which is great. Whereas I've lived through, one or two models a week or a month, coming out, and that sort of doesn't really scratch the itch properly. But the way they're doing it at the minute, because it's huge releases, you have to wait your turn, and not everybody's nice and patient. So yeah.
So do you prefer the way they do it, where it's every couple of months, here's a chunk of stuff, and then if you don't get it, then so be it, you have to wait your turn? Because obviously, like some of the ones we had before, I forget his name, I'm going to make myself look like an idiot now, the Guardsman models that we got from the books, the ones that you really liked. It's gone blank.
Gaunt's Ghosts.
Gaunt's Ghosts, that's it, sorry. So that was like a really nice big event, that felt like, when it came out. And I would imagine that Eldari players probably felt the same today.
Yeah, and like we've had Dave get all his Templar stuff recently, and a similar, everything gets dumped. For a month you're going to have all of the stuff coming for your army that you're going to have for this edition, pretty much. I prefer it that way rather than have a thing here. You might have another thing there. You might get something else down the line. I'd like to know what I'm getting to start with.
Yeah.
Even if this is everything that's coming, and then 1 week it'll be this stuff, next week it'll be that stuff, next week it'll be that stuff, and then that's everything for your army. I prefer it that way, to be honest.
Cool. No, fair enough. So I've obviously given the game away, so let's jump into the 40k release and take a look at that. A lot of new models there. People, I think, have been waiting a long time. And I know they spoiled it a couple of days early with the Avatar of Kane, saying they're retiring the old model and they brought out the new one. What do you think of the new guy? He looks like a beast.
He does. Quite similar to the sort of size and scale and detail of the Forge World one. Much improved on the old metal. Don't know if it made it into Finecast GW one. That was Diddy. So yeah, that is a phenomenal looking model. And I think it's just another one of those things that every army is going to be getting a huge centerpiece model.
There's a lot of people questioning the scale, so obviously it's pretty big. Does that roughly fit in how you'd imagined it? Like, I don't know what the original one was like, so I don't know how big that one was before.
The original one probably was about the same size, height-wise, as a Dreadnought.
Okay.
So that is, I'm going to say that might even be twice as tall. It's, it's not a bulky model. It'll never be a bulky model.
No.
Because it's based on a sort of like an Eldari form.
Yeah.
So it's going to be slightly slender. But yeah, like scale-wise, I think that looks really, really good.
It's a cool model. And then obviously I've stolen the stills, so there he is. There's a bit of a close-up. Again, nice big model. And then he comes with a few different heads and different weapon options. Like
the different weapon options. Don't like that unhelmeted head in the middle. I think that's dire looking.
Really? I thought it actually looked quite cool.
No, I don't know what it is about it, but I don't like some of the design choices they've made with some of the new Eldari stuff. Mostly the heads. It was the same. It was mostly the same with the when we spoke with the Dark Reapers.
Yeah.
On the previous pod, the
Lego heads.
I can't get on with some of the heads they've got. Like, it just, to me, the Avatar Kane has like the big helmeted head. That's just how it is. I'm sure if I seen the model in the flesh, it'd be quite nice. But to me, just my mental image of the Avatar from being a gamer for years and years, it's always just got that big helmeted head. So
I like it. I mean, it looks more detailed. I think the issue with those the Reapers was they looked like they had Lego heads. There was no features on the faces, and it looked painted on like Lego. So I don't mind. I think this looks really demonic. I think it looks pretty cool. More like the only thing I really have to base an Avatar of Kane on is when I read Fulgrim, and obviously Fulgrim goes toe-to-toe one, and that's more how I imagined it than actually having a helmet on. I imagine it to be more like a demon, so it fits in for me. And I like his axe, but I think if I was going to pick, I'd always go with the sword.
Yeah, the sword's like the classic one, then the spear. Never seen one with an axe before, so yeah, like the look of the axe, but would be my third choice.
Yeah, but do you have an Eldari army at all?
Yes.
Up anyway? You do?
Of course, yes.
I know you've got a bit of everything, or a lot of everything. So
yeah, damn near every army.
Yeah. Does this make you want to get one?
I don't know. It depends on what the new codex is like and how my play style would be, because at the end of the day, that is a very combat monster type creature.
Yeah.
And I would probably lean towards more of a mobile shooting based Eldar army. Lots of jet bikes and fire prisms and stuff. But combat's not a huge strength in this edition, so it depends on what they buff the Eldari with combat wise, because they've got loads of combat units. It'd just be not fitting in my army at the minute.
I like to see his stats. I bet he's going to be.
He should be a beast.
I reckon he'll hit
beast.
hard, but I hope he's not one of those hit hard but dies easy models, because there's quite a few. A lot of the bigger models seem to be like that at the minute.
Shouldn't be, and I hope he holds on to his rules from previous editions where he's immune to sort of flamer and melter weaponry.
Right. Oh.
Because he's on fire, basically.
He's fire, isn't he?
He's human lava, basically. So yeah, that was a nice little touch, and I hope they keep that in there.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like that. So they it's not the only model that was released for the new set. So you got this character, the Malgunra. He's quite cool. I like his cannon, the way they described it, as it fires bullets the size of plates from across the battlefield. Another contender.
Yeah, it's good to see some of the older Phoenix Lords getting a redo. They've gone very, very Grim Reaper with him.
Yeah, they have.
He was always quite a dark character, but they've really gone to town on him this time. I think he looks amazing.
It's cool, isn't it? He's got a cannon with a scythe on the end.
Yeah.
So you've got to imagine that his melee is pretty decent as well.
He's probably got a respectable melee attack, but he's going to be primarily a shooting one, because he's obviously like the head of the Dark Reapers, who are again a shooting unit. So his strength's going to be shooting.
Yeah, but it's a cool model.
Oh god, yeah, definitely.
I don't know about that. His extra spine with the extra head on it. I don't know. I want to know whose that is.
Like, looking from the back of it, it's very reminiscent of some of the models you get in Age of Sigmar.
Right.
They've really gone nuts with like the bone and the skulls and stuff. It's a really good looking model.
Yeah, that's cool. And then some maybe more your style then, some more fast attack looking shining spears.
Yeah, good to see them getting proper decent models. Although that paint job makes it ridiculously hard to pick out much detail from them.
Yeah. They look like surfers, don't they? They're on surfboards more than anything. The way they painted them.
You can barely see what's Eldari, what's bike.
Yeah.
Where's the detail? But yeah, they're in theory a good unit, but a very underused unit in most armies. Not many people take them.
No. I imagine they'll get updated rules as well. So
yeah,
maybe that'll change.
It's the stuff that not many people take that gets the biggest buffs whenever they redo a codex. So hopefully there'll be a bit of a shining light in the codex. Oh.
Well, that was it for 40k. So unless you're a Eldari player, is I guess disappointing. But I mean, hey, we can't all get everything every time. Otherwise, we'd all be more poor than we already are playing this bloody game. So should we move on to Age of Sigmar then? So what did you think of the box? Have you ever played Sigmar, or do you collect any Sigmar at all? I can't remember if we've gone over this.
I've dabbled. I was a fantasy player of old.
Yeah.
And had maybe a handful of Age of Sigmar games. I do have some the standard everybody has Age of Sigmar army. What do you call them? The Sigmarines, whatever they're bloody called. Stormcast, that's it.
There we go.
Yeah. I've got a few Sigmarines from the original starter set whenever it first launched. But not many people around me played it, so that sort of died a death for me.
Well, trying to maybe.
I know Dave's sort of he's a bit interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, well, potentially. I know what it's like in our group. Every time anything's released, especially when it's a box set of 2 armies, everyone's always saying, "Who wants to go halves with me?"
Yeah.
As far as I know, we haven't committed yet, but I can imagine it's only a matter of time till someone's saying who wants to go halves with Nighthorn and Daughters of Cain. So that's only a conversation away from us all end up buying a second bloody game to play.
Yeah.
But there's some cool looking models for those who do play and that are wanting for them. So we won't insult anybody too much by pretending we know what we're talking about. But I remember like this guy's pretty cool looking, and they were saying like he's going to be one of those models that you're going to want to kill if you're playing against him, because he's going to basically debuff your hero straight away, and he's going to do a load of paperwork from the mortal realms and basically take all your buffs away and all your auras and stuff. So, but he's a cool looking Ebenezer looking character.
I'm not a huge fan of the Night Hunt stuff in general.
You don't like the ghosts?
No, the Daughters of Cain stuff. I am a Dark Elf player of old, so a lot of those models speak to me. But yeah, the Night Hunt stuff in general just doesn't do it for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they're cool enough. It reminds me of playing not Warhammer, Warcraft. Warcraft 3 reminds me of one of the armies from that. I can't remember what they were because I played it years and years ago, but that's what they always remind me of. And then these guys look like the vultures from the Robin Hood cartoon, especially with the crossbows.
Yeah, now you've said that.
Yeah. I was thinking it, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. I've seen it a few times pop up on Facebook and stuff, so I'm definitely not the only one. But I think they look pretty decent for what they are.
Like, as a unit, that's undead in general tends not to have a lot of range stuff, so it's good to have that addition into an army. Going to be small units, to be fair, but the majority of their stuff's all ethereal and close combat based. So yeah, they're decent models, but again, just don't speak to me.
Fair enough. And then, like we say, the Daughters of Cain. I know it says Gladiatrix, but I can only see Dominatrix. I don't know if
she's a gladiator.
Yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Sorry. You got to admit, it's a bit Slaneshi looking.
There is.
Or is that just because my mind's in the gutter?
No, the Dark Elves have a complicated relationship with Slanesh. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
I know. Cool. So that's the new release for Age of Sigmar. Does that do anything for you before we move on?
Some nice models, but won't be pushing me back into that game.
Fair enough. So should we go to some Horus Heresy? There was only one model announced, and
what a model!
I mean, I want to know more. Like, what a beast! What a beast!
Yeah.
And I watched I did watch the stream, so I don't know anything about this model. Never heard of him before, but you can see there's a blood angel laying at his feet, and they were saying that this guy's had 2 one-on-one battles with Sanguinius.
Yeah.
And they're one apiece. In the greater scheme of things, obviously we know sort of spoilers for the heresy, but I don't know if ever it will be written that there was a 3rd battle. But it's made me want to hurry up and read this heresy a little bit faster, because that's a cool model.
Yeah, there's not going to be a 3rd battle.
Shh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, it is an amazing looking model. It will be so expensive though, because it is Forge World.
Yeah.
But as much as it is expensive, it would be worth the money, because the level of detail on Forge World models is just phenomenal.
Mate, look at the state of that axe that he's carrying.
It's just
horrible.
You look at any aspect of it, like even just the little veiny bits on the wings or his armor, and it's just Absolutely phenomenal model.
I really like how they've included a close up of a dead blood angel on these slides.
Oh yeah.
Like, why not? His face is great.
I mean, like if I had the money, it'd just be, boom, there we go. That's my 40k Bloodthirster.
Yeah.
Because he is just a giant named Bloodthirster. A badass one at that, but he's a named Bloodthirster.
Yeah. He's a cool model. And again, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like if time and money wasn't an issue, like absolutely you'd have one of these, and
Yeah.
he's
Definitely
really cool looking. And I mean, if anything, I'm just going to try and, I keep saying it. I think I've said it in every single video I've been in. I just need to hurry up and read some more Heresy and catch up, find out a bit more. Because yeah,
I think he doesn't pop up until Fear to Tread, which is way way in the future for you.
Yeah. But again, like I say, I bet his stats are ridiculous. Like Be'lakor is going to be an absolute beast.
Possibly even more over the top than Be'lakor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You think?
Yeah, because Be'lakor's he's got like really good level stats. He's also got his magic and psychic chicanery.
Mm-hmm.
Kabanda is all about combat and sheer brutality. He would be an absolute machine in combat.
Yeah, he looked like a beast.
Yeah, very few things standing up to him, short of a Primarch.
All right, so that's all that we got for Horus Heresy players. Cool model. So hopefully people were happy with that. And then a little bit more down our alley, we got some Warhammer Plus animation announcements. So the Interrogator, I think they've already told us about this in the last sort of big video drop they did. And we're going to be getting this in the spring, because I think the next animation to come out is going to be the Tau series or movie. I can't remember what it's called.
The
Exodite. And then this is going to be following that one. So there wasn't too much of a giveaway other than the fact that this is going to be a bit more of the crime horror, set in a hive world with an interrogator, an aspiring inquisitor, who, by all accounts, from what they were telling us, clearly has a bit of a drug addiction or some PTSD to contend with not only his own demons, but the demons that he's probably hunting through this absolute dump that he's stuck on.
Yeah, even the trailer had pills just falling down the screen. It was like, all right.
Yeah, and then he was like falling into a broken shot glass.
Yeah.
So should be interesting, because they said it's going to be another mini series, or a bit like along the lines of Angels of Death. So yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's proper animation and not just how we saw that black and white, very, very basic trailer.
I think that's how it's going to be.
Do you?
Because they've said that it's going to be like a black noir style, and I'm hoping that the story, because this is going to live and die on the story for me, because I'm not a huge fan of that style of animation. It didn't look great to me.
They're going to lose a lot of good faith. I mean, I think like we talked about it, like go and look at the videos for the Angels of Death and see our opinions on that. But we talked about it to death on there. There was good stuff, but there was some odd animation at times and some odd voice acting. The Exodite looks like it's going to be really tight and put together from the trailer we've seen. But they're going to lose a lot of good faith if this isn't good, because you've already got people complaining about Hammer and Bolter, which we like. So yeah, the story needs to be good, because if it's like that, it's going to be really hard to watch. Like, if you don't like animation anyway, it's going to be really hard to sink into.
My only hope is that because if it's just another black and white, that style of animation, maybe it's quicker to do, so they might be longer. But then again, it needs to be a good story and gripping enough to make you want to sit through a longer episode with that style. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that will enjoy that style. Like I know there is plenty of like animation and manga and stuff like that with a similar style that is quite popular with certain people, but it's
don't get me wrong, I like manga and anime, and I read a lot of comics, and like that's why I really like Hammer and Bolter. The style is very comic booky, but if it's just black and white and it's like that trailer, it's going to be really hard to immerse yourself in.
yeah.
The story looks like the story's compelling. Like they've got me on the story. The interrogator, aspiring inquisitor, he's got his own battles, and obviously there's some sort of, I guess, murder mystery to go on to. So that's going to be interesting as it is, especially if you like Eisenhorn and sort of want to know a bit more about the Hive worlds where he sort of passes through at one point. So it's all there. I just hope that it comes off because, like I say, I like what we've had so far. And I just think that they'll basically do themselves in the shins if they can't draw people in with the story. And I think the animation's half the battle.
I mean, one of the things about 40k in general and Games Workshop as a rule, there's a lot of bright colors and a lot of, big, shiny, explosive things as well.
Yeah.
And the first big animation they put up, black and white with some red.
Yeah.
Done some Hammer and Bolter. The next big animation they're talking about, black and white.
Mm.
I want something a bit more vibrant, because if you want to show something to people that have no idea about it, you want something that's going to really sort of catch the eye.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, a black and white animation is just not going to do it.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like the Exodite looks like it's very shiny and very tight and put together. So hopefully that works, and then it'll be more easy to relax on this one because then you know that they're doing a bit of everything. But yeah, like it's one of those things. We'll see. I hope it's good. I want it to be good. I'm paying for it, so why wouldn't I want it to? Well, I don't want it to fail.
Well, it'll just it'll give us something to come on and bitch about instead.
Hey, and we love it.
Yeah.
I'd rather say good things about it, but yeah, it will give us that extra the extra videos that we'll do anyway. But yeah,
it'll just prove that we're not like Games Workshop shills if we actually have something negative to say. Because generally speaking, we are quite positive about most things that Games Workshop do.
We're very shilly, especially me and you. It seems we're very, very shilly.
Yeah, considering I used to work for the company, I have just this misplaced loyalty that should have passed 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, cling on to it. It's good.
Yeah.
So
but it's going to clog onto my discount.
Yeah. And then we move on to some Necromunda quickly. The Ash Wastes expansion, I guess you could call it. Again, not something that I've ever played.
Yeah, I mean, like Necromunda is basically, it's like a more structured version of what we're doing with Crusade, but instead of your squads getting better, your individuals do. The Ash Waste is just an additional part of sort of the underhive of Necromunda. So it'll introduce more models, maybe different gangs and stuff. There's a few things that from previous Necromunda, there's a few things that could come in, but they've already sort of brought them in.
They were
so I don't
saying
know exactly what they're going to bring in.
They were saying this is going to be the first time that you sort of leave or have the ability to leave the hive. So they reckon they might bring some more vehicles in. I don't know if like that's been a big part of Necromunda because it's normally gangs, isn't it? It's like the small gang.
Yeah.
So you might get a bit of vehicle play in there as well. But I don't know what you'd have out in the hive city other than a few like go-kart looking things.
Yeah, it'd be very similar to like the current Orky vehicles, I would imagine. Really ramshackle, really not the most efficient things in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like previously the Necromunda, the Ash Waste stuff, it was stuff from the Ash Waste coming into the Underhive, whereas now they're going in the opposite direction. So I mean, it sounds interesting, but like none of us really are
No.
involved with Necromunda at the minute, so it's a little bit lost on us at the minute.
Yeah. So again, like we said with the Sigmar stuff, we won't insult anyone's intelligence and linger on it for too long. We'll get to the most important thing: space pirates. I was well chuffed when this came up. Not that I'm going to play Kill Team, but just the advert they played where it was the combination of pirates, ninjas, and space marines, or whatever they said. It was the third triangle. I thought it was brilliant, and I also like the Craig David bow selector memes that come out of it.
Yeah.
So you've got the Aldari Corsair and his Kez flying around. So a new Kill Team. Again, not something that we play specifically, but and they only released this one model who does look pretty cool, I think.
The model looks good, but I don't like the bird.
You don't?
It's going to sound really stupid. It looks too much like a normal bird.
It does. Well, I did think, like, where are they picking up these birds from?
Yeah.
In space, and how do they survive in space?
Like I don't know, various bird species on faraway planets probably are going to evolve in a very similar way. But yeah, to me, it was like, that looks like an Earth bird. That's like, or a Terran bird, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the model itself is cool, and Corsairs have interesting rules in 40k, at least they used to. So it'd be fun to see what the rest of the Kill Team looks like.
Yeah. So it's good. It's like, it's another one of those things, isn't it? It's a new army or a new team, I guess, to play against or collect. So it's always good. And maybe one day in the far future, when we're old and grey, we might finally have some Kill Teams going on the channel. So yeah, another cool one. So I'll dibs the space pirates if we ever get that far.
Fair enough. It'll just be one box. That's all you need for Kill Team.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that's pretty much it. So like, there's nothing there that I'm particularly going to buy. I'm looking forward to obviously the Warhammer Plus and all that good stuff. And there's some good models there. Maybe one day we'll have someone to play against in 40k with an Eldari army and just see how devastating that Kane is. Yeah,
Dave, pull your finger out.
Yeah, it will be him. Every army. I know I say it a lot, but he says it more than me, that he's going to start buying this. He's already told me he's buying a Tau army just because of the big guns.
he is the theoretical hobby butterfly, but he has yet to take the plunge on any new project.
Yeah, he's got a big mouth.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So for everybody who's watching, thank you very much. Let us know what you thought of the releases. Are you going to get any of it? What did you hope to see? And what do you think will come out on the next one? And unless there's anything else, Glenn, that I've missed or forgotten about,
no.
Please give the video a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Find us on Instagram, Iron and Ceramite, Facebook, Twitter. You know you're on YouTube because that's where we are. We do have a podcast as well. We're on Twitch, we're on Patreon. Element Games link for your hobby supplies is in the description below. And Glenn and Shane play combat cards. Go and try and beat them. One of them is always on the top. And Tom just goes on there once a month to collect some free cards and then doesn't touch it again, as far as from last week. So
yeah, more or less.
He's like a combat card magpie. Yeah. But thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
As always, we would like to thank you for listening to our Iron and Ceramite podcast. If you liked us, then you can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and any other good podcast services. Just remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.